Okay, so it's my understanding that the price of eggs and beef have really gone up in some places. Let me know in the comment section below. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Jan. Welcome to another episode on the Save Money and More with Jan channel. As if we don't have enough expenses with back to school and all the regular stuff that we normally have to cope with. I don't like especially hearing that certain foods, okay, like a good whole food like a natural egg, for example, which is normally a really excellent source of protein. It shuts off your appetite, usually relatively inexpensive. And then, of course, I'm hearing stories that the price of beef is going up or has gone up in the last week or two. Will somebody please let me know if that has actually happened to you in your area in the comment section below? That's very frustrating, especially when it comes to eggs. A lot of people, a lot of families utilize eggs as a budget source. I would hate for it to start shooting up again, as the price wise again, like it did a couple of years back. I'm sure that there are other factors I'll check into why, but I did hear that, yeah, they're going up. Let me know again who out there actually has their own eggs, like you farm eggs. This is interesting. You keep that going on. I believe Nona Grace does that actually. How you doing? In case you're listening, head over to her channel. Go over to the Nona Grace channel. She's been on about the same time. I think we started around the same time. Four people started around the same time as myself. Life with Patty channel, Nona Grace. Let me see. Ellen's Abundant Life on Less, if that's still the name. I'm not sure. Things could change. Very interesting. Kind of like all of us kind of started around the same time. Really great channels. Check them out. I don't often mention them enough as far as I'm concerned. But it is concerning though about the price of certain foods, any foods going up. But when it comes to, like I said, eggs, they're an ingredient, they're a budget stretch. I mean, it's still relatively a good deal if you think about it at this moment. But it makes me wonder about, like what's coming up and like what are the whys and where to for. Does anybody have any information about that? What you might think could be the cause of the problem with that? It is my utmost hope that it is of very short duration. I mean, honestly, really. Then, of course, good old beef going up again. It has its own lion's share of troubles. And that's just a shame. Anyway, let's move on to something else for a minute. How many of you listening, when you calculate your expenses, do you do it on just the monthly or do you multiply it by 12? Multiplying by 12 obviously gives you your yearly expense. That's an interesting way to look at things. And I say this because a lot of people do not realize, for example, let's say I'm just using this as an example. Let's say somebody's utility bill went up 300 excuse me $30 a month. Okay, well, some people might say, what's $30 a month, right? You put that mentally to the side. Some people, in addition to that, the same month get a letter in the mail that another bill has gone up $25 and this and that. Sit down and calculate how much is really coming out of your source of income or slash savings, or some people put on e.g. credit cards, for example. I think it is really important to be mindful of how much you spend a year. Like, for example, some people don't realize, let's go back to instead of saying coffee, I'll say bottled water. Suppose you go to your local convenience store every day and you spend $2 for a bottle of water, okay? Something that you could get a lot less cheaper. You could just put the bottle, buy them from the grocery store and just carry it from your house to your car and take it with you, as opposed to stopping off at the convenience store for $2. Let's say that you spend $10 a week on that habit. That's $40 a month, and times that by 12. Hello. We're talking about $480 a year just for outside bottled water. Really? Seriously? No. You could cut that in half. You could really like cut that in half. I'm just saying. I just think it is a good practice. Honestly, seriously, it is a good practice to sit down and multiply. Conversely, find out how much you're saving. Let's say that you got on the phone and took about maybe 10 or 15 minutes to sit down and talk to, let's say, your local provider of cable or internet, and you got a good promotional deal, right? And let's suppose you save $30 or $40 a month. Times that by the same, and look how much one can save. Or when I say save, I mean hold, perhaps reallocate, or slash, perhaps save. Put it in your emergency fund, or add it all up as much as you can and put it in a higher yield interest account. You see where I'm going with that? The whole idea is to be mindful of what we do. And it's not like earth shattering mindful, it's just like a little bit of mindful. Example, I don't mind spending a quarter for a cup of Joe at home, but I do mind spending 3 to 5 or $6 on an outside cup of coffee. Don't get me wrong, like anything else in life, there are exceptions to the rule. It was really cute. One of my commenters, frequent commenters, who's actually been loyal to my channel for a really, really, really long time. Hello, Tracy. I'm not sure if you're listening. You mentioned to me that you had a long, long drive. You had no choice but to stop for an outside coffee. That's right. That's an exception to the rule. Tracy is not saying, oh, every single day of the week I'm spending $3 or $5 on outside coffee. No, no. Exceptions to the rule will always happen. I mean, that's just real life. Sometimes you get caught in traffic or you're just really far away, blah, blah. You really could use a cup of Joe to wake you up because you have that long trip, all right? But notwithstanding in general, but let's say before one goes food shopping. Now, a lot of people forget this before they go food shopping, okay, grocery shopping, because the temptations when you walk into the grocery store, they are real. It is not your imagination. Those stores are designed and set up to entice the customer. Yeah, that's why they're in business, right? They want sales. That's normal. So let's say, for example, that you're hungry because you skipped lunch. You figured, I'm not going to have lunch. Didn't even bring a snack bar with you, carry in your purse or car or whatever. I truly, 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 truly cannot suggest enough to have a little bite of something before you go into the grocery store, because really our eyes sometimes are bigger than our stomach. And when our eyes are bigger than our stomach and we get like hungry and upset about other things, almost feeling like, as they call, hangry feeling, we're going to make a bunch of mistakes when we go shopping. Because when our eyes are bigger than our stomachs, we're just going to keep packing up that shopping cart with things we normally would never buy. We smell those freshly baked cakes in the grocery store's bakery section. Oh boy, those chocolate chip cookies with the huge chunks look better than ever. Or we pick up an extra $13 barbecue chicken at the convenience section of the store. No, 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 no. It would be just amazing to think that had you had that little bit of a snack bar or a cup of yogurt, if you want something on the very healthy side, or bite into an apple. Apples are filling. Or have a banana. Bananas are super filling before you go to the grocery store. I really strongly suggest that never shop at the grocery store when you're super hungry, especially when you're trying to watch your pennies. All right, everybody, thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate everybody's time. I really hope that you have an absolutely wonderful and fantastic day.